Good morning, everybody. I'm Holly Wesley, and as you might have seen me walking around already, I'm a photographer. When I was in high school around your age, I really wasn't sure at all what I was going to do in the future, so I did what my parents told me was right and my teachers, and took lots of sciencey subjects and maths. And after 2 years of studying that, realised it really wasn't for me, so I started doing business and art and developing things that I've had more of a passion for. And as I continued into my high school career, I started taking lots and lots of photos and really enjoyed it. Did art and photography in 5th and 6th year and just kept on working at it, mostly with my phone to start with, but then luckily got my grandpa's old camera as I grew up a little bit more, and he passed it on to me. So you can see here there's quite a mixture, and just looked at lots of things on YouTube, how to edit and how to take photos better and how to direct people. And when I got into 6th year of high school, I was very excited and entered some competitions and won the iPhone Photography Awards for this photo of a horse chanver. And then that gave me lots of experience. I was in magazines and was asked to be part of a book about iPhone photography. And that gave me lots of experience and confidence to ask one of the companies that I really loved their photography, Wee Beauty. And I went and did work experience with them just by getting in touch, sending lots of emails, keeping in contact with them, commenting on their Facebook and Instagram posts. And finally they said that I could go and work with them, so I went off to Edinburgh for a weekend and learnt a bit about how they ran their company. And then we started to work together. They gave me a lot more a chance to actually see how to be a photographer, not just taking photos of your friends and family, but actually getting out there and directing people, how to charge people. And so I carried on taking lots more photos and did some work for myself. Friends and family were starting to see my photos and asking if they could pay me to do some weddings or photo shoots. So I decided this is something that I really enjoy, so I'm going to try and do it properly, and made my own website and started charging people to do wedding photography and going out and taking photos of friends for magazines and all different kinds of photo shoots, and really kept things quite broad. So as you can see at the top, there's wedding photography, people, products and events. I kind of do a little bit of everything to try and keep the experience really broad. And then as I got a little bit older, I decided I wanted to see a little bit more and found this fantastic website called Workaway. You get the chance to go and work all over the world doing anything that you're interested in, and luckily with my photography it gave me an extra selling point. So I went to all over the place, all over Europe, Italy as you can see here, went riding horses, Iceland, Spain, all over the place, and then came back with more experience and made some money doing wedding photography, which was really good. It earns a little bit more money than other things, which helped me to be able to do passion projects like working with artists and taking photos of animals all over Scotland, paying for travel. Unfortunately, it's not always the best payer. By the end of the summer, you don't often get that much work, so it does sometimes mean taking odd jobs where you maybe aren't doing the exact thing that you're passionate, but it really builds the passion, forces you to go out and spend your free time doing the things that you love. Then as I got a little bit further along, I found out about this amazing opportunity, a creative digital modern apprentice. This is where I got to go and work with real life businesses to learn how they ran their business. I went to Kalopsia Collective, a textiles company, Creative Edinburgh, a development company for artists all around Edinburgh, and Applied Arts Scotland for craftspeople, learning how they run their businesses. So I started out at Kalopsia using my experience from making my own website. I helped them take photos and then also got to help populate their Instagram from things that I'm sure all of you guys do every day, going on different social media. Then went to Creative Edinburgh afterwards and met so many amazing people from all over Scotland and all across the world. They were really about celebrating creative people, so I got to do things like doing a workshop on stitching bags and going to their award ceremony each year where they celebrate what different artists have done throughout the year. And then finally went to Applied Arts Scotland, where I had the chance to learn how to put up exhibitions and meet a completely different kind of artist that I'd never worked with before. They were at a very exciting point. They were running the apprenticeship, so still now, as you're getting older, you can look into these kinds of apprenticeships where you're actually going out and getting the experience rather than going to university. If you're somebody who works a lot better practically, you have the chance to go out and actually work with artists or work with anybody in the digital sector. And then I continued to travel. I went to Iceland and was originally going to be working in this tiny little farm over there looking after these horses, but when they found out about my photography, I ended up helping them write a cookbook and take the photos for that. So I think what I'm trying to say is just that sometimes you go into things not expecting it to be not expecting to get to work with photography or whatever you're passionate about, but if you really have that love for it, then you get the chance when you're there. If you're talking about it, people will normally try and get you involved in one way or another. Then more recently, I've moved to CodeBase Stirling again. When I took the job, it was originally doing some reception work, and when I spoke about my photography, my interest in design, they gave me the chance to go around and take photos of the different events that they were running, and again, work on their Instagram, building up their following, and just getting the chance to talk to people and take photos of them and the work that they were doing. And then from there, I decided that I was interested in creating design for their different projects, like trying to sell hot desking to them through design. Although it's not something that I'd ever done before, I think you can kind of move with the different things that you've done in the past, and I did a lot of YouTubing, which I'm sure you guys you can kind of learn anything these days from YouTube or Googling. With the program I was using, Illustrator, it's very scary to start with, but as you get a bit further along, it all starts to become natural. After you've done the research and kind of pushed yourself, you do really get there in the end. So these are a few things that I've learned over the past few years since leaving high school. There's always opportunities out there. Sometimes you've got to really look for them. If you see people that you're really interested in working with, get in touch with them. I've found most people are very happy to help because they've been in the same position as you not too long ago. And like the people that are here today, they're all really here to help and give you any advice that you're looking for. And yeah, just like I said before, some of my jobs that I've gone for haven't necessarily been photography based, but I've always managed to make it work for me. So be flexible when you're first looking at jobs. It's not necessarily going to be the dream job to start with, but if you're really passionate, then you'll be able to make it your own. Yeah, thank you.